Welcome back, everyone. Terry Shepard's with us today. She handles the adult education programs at Apollo Career Center. You were telling me before we came on the short-term certificate grant. Next round of that funding is coming in. Give us a sense of what kind of things that goes for then.
Sure. Well, that's a grant that Apollo was awarded from the Ohio Department of Higher Education. So it covers anything that is in demand and short-term. And the only thing the student has to do to apply for it is demonstrate some sort of financial need.
Okay. Well, and we were talking too that you wrote this grant, so you must be doing something right then, right? You brag about yourself a little bit.
Well, where the school's positioned, we're right off of I-75, and that's kind of interesting because one of the programs that is eligible for the grant is our CDL program.
Yeah.
And the shortage of truck drivers has just been exacerbated with COVID.
Sure.
But we have a lot of options available for students that want to get their CDL. So you can obtain your CDL in as short as 5 weeks.
Is that right?
But we also have a couple different programs eligible for students that maybe can't take time off of work to dedicate, 5 weeks to this.
Right.
So we do have an evening class that stretches over 10 weeks. That is just in the evening for students from 5 to 10. But then we also have a weekend class that we're going to be offering where the class will just run on Saturdays and Sundays. So people that work, that can't leave a full-time job, leave their family to, obtain a credential.
Sure.
This might be an option for them.
Yeah, and there's classroom instruction. The nice thing about Apollo is classroom instruction, and you do your hands-on right there too, right?
Yeah, it's all right there. We have a full-on range, so they're in the classroom in the morning, and then in the afternoon they spend all day on the range. So we're fortunate enough to have our own fleet of trucks, and we have our range right there. And then of course we're located right off the highway, so all of the driving is just right there.
Yeah. Is there help available for those who are trying to find funding? Because as you mentioned, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle that you want to do this, you want to make a career change perhaps, but it might be a bit of a struggle.
It is, and Apollo is really fortunate to have good community partners.
Sure. One
of which was Ohio Means Jobs, where that's really the outlet where students can go and vet what opportunities they have available for them, whether that's personal or maybe I want to go back to school, I want to maybe change the way that I support my family, or I've always wanted to do this, and they may be able to help point to some direction to see what's available.
Yeah, specifically to CDL, you see so many commercials, even some that we run, that companies that are hiring, as you said, are in such desperate straits that they're offering sign-on bonuses and everything else. There really is a demand for us, isn't there?
There really is, and there's a lot of opportunities on the employer side. So if maybe you are having trouble getting an employee, maybe looking and partnering where we can use some incumbent worker dollars or something like that to upskill some current employees versus trying to attract brand new employees.
Sure. CDL's only one. You got quite a few adult programs in, right?
We do. We also have the eligible for the short-term certificate grant is our short-term welding, our basic police academy, our HVAC. So there's a few other programs that we have out there. Yeah,
those two we mentioned, CDL, so in demand right now. Those other ones you mentioned, welding, HVAC, those kind of things. My gosh, they're putting up help wanted signs everywhere, hoping to get people, right?
They are really that in manufacturing, and also to our STNA program, so State Trusted Nurses Aid. So you see a lot of opportunities for them as well.
Medical career, especially around here with the hospitals. I think you talked about the trucking program. We have the highways and everything here, and we have trucking companies in town. Hospital has to be the same way. You've got almost built-in jobs in this area.
It is, and we're fortunate to have good community partners with both regional hospitals and all of the local, long-term care facilities, assisted living. So there's really is an opportunity for people. If you ever wanted to give it a try to switch careers, now's the time. The funding is available, the jobs are there, so it's going to be more of a seamless transition this time of year.
You talked about this before. That's the big thing, is getting over that hurdle, because people, it's human nature. You're scared to do it, right?
It is, and Apollo, especially in adult education, we're geared for the adult learner. If you visit our website, which is apollocareercenter.com, just click on adult education and see all the opportunities that are available.
Start there and you can talk about funding and all that kind of stuff. Tara, thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Doug, Medical News coming up next on Noon Edition.